David Ruzumna doesn't keep a trophy case in his office. No plaques for landmark verdicts or framed newspaper clippings about high-profile wins. Instead, the Seattle attorney measures his career in quieter terms: the single mother who kept her home, the small business owner who survived a regulatory challenge, the entrepreneur who got a fair shake. The cases I am most proud of, or which I think have been most consequential, have not been newsworthy or big cases from an objective standpoint, he says. But for me, the little things remind me of the importance of my work. It's an unusual way to frame success in a profession that often celebrates courtroom theatrics and seven-figure settlements. But for David Ruzumna, the approach makes sense. Born and raised in Los Angeles, he moved north to attend Humboldt State University, where he studied sociology. After taking a year to figure out his next move, he landed in law school and met his future wife. He proposed in 1997, passed the bar, got married and spent about a year at a small firm before striking out on his own. The decision to go solo came early. By 2000, Ruzumna had opened his own practice, the Law Office of David Ruzumna, PLLC, building it around real estate law and general business matters. 25 years later, he's still at it, though his path took an unexpected turn in 2012 when he ran for Superior Court judge in King County. He lost in the primary, but the experience opened another door. Shortly after, he began serving as a judge pro tem in King County District Court, a role that eventually expanded to other courts and counties. By April 2025, he was working almost full-time as a pro tem judge, presiding over cases while maintaining his private practice. Running both tracks requires balance and a sense of humor. I am the president and CEO and CFO of my law firm, and also run HR and IT, he says. I often reflect on the fact that as a self-employed person, it is okay that my boss is sleeping with my wife. The line gets a laugh, but it also hints at something deeper: the reality of solo practice and how the juggling act never stops. David Ruzumna of Seattle doesn't chase headlines. He builds what he calls a mosaic of accomplishments, small victories that add up to something meaningful. For clients who feel like they don't have a voice, that mosaic matters. Serving people who feel they would not otherwise have a voice is rewarding in itself, he says. The work is personal. Real estate law, one of his core practice areas, deals with people's homes and livelihoods. The stakes feel high, as a regulatory fight for a small business owner can mean the difference between survival and shutdown in a dispute over property rights can determine whether a family stays or goes. Ruzumna sees himself as the person who shows up for those fights. Perspective helps. When things get tough, he reminds himself that living in the United States and having a job that supports his family means he's already won. What may seem challenging for me would be background noise for most of the world's population, he says. That gratitude isn't just a platitude, it's a genuine reframing that allows him to keep going when things get tough. Combined with reflecting on the lives he's changed over 25 years, it provides the fuel he needs to keep showing up. The cases stack up year after year, each one a reminder of why the work matters. Nobody's throwing parades for these victories, but they're real and they count. The legal profession is changing fast, and David Ruzumna is paying attention. AI-assisted contract analysis and e-discovery platforms are reshaping how lawyers work, and for a solo practitioner, the shift is significant. For a solo practitioner, this is huge, he says. It helps level the playing field against larger firms. Technology allows him to focus on strategy and client relationships instead of drowning in paperwork. Tools that once required teams of associates can now be handled more efficiently, giving smaller practices a fighting chance against big firm resources. Ruzumna sees it as a game changer. He's also excited about the growing emphasis on alternative dispute resolution. Mediation saves clients time and money, and in his experience, it often leads to better outcomes. The courtroom isn't always the answer. Sometimes the best solution happens across a negotiating table. Real estate law, though, remains steady. By design, it provides predictable and consistent rules. Real estate law must provide predictable and consistent rules, so change, when it does occur, happens very slowly, Ruzumna says. That's fine by him. In a world where technology is upending entire industries, some areas of law offer a bedrock that doesn't shift overnight. His general business practice will likely stay relevant as long as entrepreneurs and innovators need legal guidance. Transactions require lawyers. Startups need advice. The demand isn't going anywhere. If David Ruzumna could start over, he'd track data differently. From day one, He'd create a system to record where clients come from, what types of cases succeed, and how trends shift over time. On a granular, practical level, I would create a process for tracking different data points so that over the course of 20 or 30 years, I would have a valuable and important dataset to draw from and learn, he says. After 20 or 30 years, that dataset would be gold. When he started serving as a pro tem judge, he kept detailed logs of jury trials, case types, courts, lawyers involved, and outcomes. The information proved useful. He wishes he'd done the same with his private practice from the beginning. His advice to younger lawyers entering the field? Find a mentor. Having an experienced mentor is invaluable, he says. Look for someone who has been practicing for a long time and has the willingness to provide guidance. Learn from their mistakes and their successes. Never stop learning. Even after becoming an expert, keep reading and exploring different perspectives. Never become lazy or complacent when it comes to nourishing your knowledge base, Ruzumna advises. The law evolves, and so should lawyers. Every night, David Ruzumna walks his dog, Bo, about 2.5 miles. It's a ritual, a chance to decompress after days spent juggling cases, court appearances, and the endless administrative demands of running a solo practice. The walk isn't negotiable. Rain or shine, Bo gets his walk and Ruzumna gets his mental reset. He also engages in calligraphy. He takes up a pen whenever he gets a free moment at his table. It is an activity that involves concentration and accuracy, which can easily be applied to law. People love seeing their names written in calligraphy, and I've found that calligraphy makes a great, mini gift, he says. It's a personal touch that clients and colleagues appreciate. In an increasingly digital world, something handwritten carries an extra meaning. The calligraphy hobby gives him a creative outlet that also strengthens relationships. There's a quote Ruzumna finds particularly meaningful: "Everyone you encounter is fighting a battle that you know nothing about." It's a reminder to approach people with empathy, to recognize that clients come to lawyers during difficult moments. They're not just cases or billable hours. They're people dealing with problems that feel overwhelming. That mindset shapes how he practices. The single mother trying to keep her home isn't just another real estate dispute. She's someone fighting a battle Ruzumna might never fully understand. His job is to stand beside her and fight back. Even now, after 25 years in his profession, David Ruzumna still derives satisfaction from the job. The mosaic continues to expand, one small success at a time. The law office of David Ruzumna, PLLC, may not make any headlines, however. That is not important to the clients who have walked through the door. The point is to have someone on your side, who shows up, who cares, and who understands how to win the fights that count.